Mafs, Straya, Season 13, Episode 38, The Dinner Party.
Which dinner party?
The final dinner party.
Which
one.
other dinner party? The
The
dinner
reunion.
The reunion dinner party.
Okay.
Is it going to be explosive? I don't know, as the three of us will be watching along with you guys.
All three of us.
All three of us.
Oh, sorry, all four of us. I mucked up.
Okay, James.
Now, usually, this is the feralest of dinner parties.
Mm.
So, brace yourselves, people. Oh.
The man that I'm still in love with is messaging another bride.
Oh, messaging. I thought she was going to get far worse than that.
Yeah. Just need to break for a second. The man that I'm still in love with, okay?
Yes.
You know, interesting descriptor. We can describe people however we want. The correct descriptor is the man who I am no longer in a relationship with. The man who is free of me into the world. I don't like Danny. Okay? I
We
don't
know.
like Danny.
We've noticed the
But-
people who watch us.
She's trying to do this as if he's a cheater, which, I mean, he's not in this scenario. He might be in other times. I don't like Danny. Don't think he deserves any respect. He could be a cheater, okay? But in this specific one, he isn't. And I don't like Beck just enough that now it's her problem.
Get over it, Beck, please.
Real.
Okay, I'm going to defend Beck. We're talking about I feel statements. She feels that she's in love with him. She feels hurt that he's talking to another bride.
Mm.
I feel that she should get over him. I feel that he's a waste of space.
Yeah.
And I feel that, I don't know, Steph's an estate agent. Danny's a businessman.
I just don't know what the problem would be. It's
Like, just, yeah, if they hook up, they hook up.
It's not Beck's business.
It is no longer Beck's business, but I get why she...
I get why she would feel
Hey,
upset.
Yep.
I understand that, but you can't go, I feel upset and now I'm going to act on it because there's nothing you can act on it for.
Stephanie handed her phone to Beck
Okay.
to look through the messages.
Right, I missed that because I was thinking, how do you get a hold of this, man?
Yeah, no, Stephanie volunteered it,
Okay.
which means Stephanie is not ashamed of it.
No.
Stephanie,
Yeah, and she's clearly got nothing to hide. And it will have been from Instagram. He will have seen that she's on Hamilton Island. He will have put a love heart on one of her posts, probably of her in a bikini on Hamilton Island, because it's Hamilton Island.
yeah, well,
It's not the ski slopes and you're in a puffer suit.
It
where
would
you
have
can't
been-
be seen.
it would have been really shocking if she'd have been on Hamilton Island and she sent him a photo of her in high vis with a hard hat on.
Yeah.
Would not have made sense.
No.
Actually, even if she went scuba diving, it still wouldn't have been. That's not the photo that you post on Instagram when you're on Hamilton Island.
Our final vows were beautiful. We had such a magical time together, like spending
that
the
team
night
so hard.
together, and we left really strong, and it's a really good couple.
So it's obviously
Stephen and
fresh.
I have broken up.
It's obviously fresh.
You would think so, yeah.
Happened last week.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
yep.
Priorities
Fairly
that
fresh.
Stephen had before coming into the experiment are exactly the same priorities when he left, and yeah, quite honestly, I just don't think he's ready for a relationship.
Rachel and Stephen split.
Yeah, I mean, they started with, oh, poor Rachel,
They did, yeah.
right?
And we've got, where they split 1 week before this.
That's
so,
what she said, 1 week before this, so that's 2 or 3 weeks out after the experiment.
Yeah, so incredibly fresh.
Yeah, on her, it's very fresh.
Mm.
I don't know. I don't think. I know Katie was invested in them, but and there's been a lot of push from Rachel in that preamble
Mm.
about how his priorities weren't right because they were the same priorities that he had before the experiment. But to be fair, his priorities are: I would like my business to succeed. I'd like to be able to eat, live in a house.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
maybe
fairly baseline.
pay the insurance, stuff like that. I think his priorities are right. And if she wanted someone to change their priorities really, really quickly to make it last, Rachel, you should have got on a plane. Now, she might have. I don't know. I wasn't there.
Mm.
But, you know, if you really want to change priorities to make it work, knowing, as she put it, that he was really time poor,
Yeah.
get on a plane, girl.
Everybody who has their own business is time poor. Like, they just are.
Yep.
Until you're to the point where basically you sold out to investors and shareholders.
And then you know what most people do? They start another business
Yeah.
because that's who you are if you're a small business person.
I'm back,
Julian.
baby.
Oh.
I'd like to, you know, stir up some couples in the process. Why not? Zero.
You know
There's
what?
zero relationship there with Steph and I, and it always will be zero, like a huge zero.
Okay.
We never spoke after I left the commitment ceremony, and that's how we're going to keep it.
Tyson, basically, he says
Yeah.
that him and Steph have had nothing to do with each other, which is probably a good thing.
Yeah, and he seemed pretty happy about it.
We did.
Mind you know, both in the same industry as such, so you might have missed a few business opportunities there, but hey man, you do
With
you.
the way he left it, I don't think he was getting anything from her.
Well, no, but he
No.
could have played it smarter, and well, frankly, so could she.
Yeah, that's
They both could have played it smarter, and they both could have gone forward with some sort of friendship that would have helped them both out in their businesses. Because I mean, they're in the same town, aren't they?
Yeah, they're both in Queensland.
Yeah, Gold
Yeah.
Coast or whatever.
Yeah.
Final Vows left me feeling pretty shocked, to be
Also,
honest.
Good
I
corduroy hair.
didn't expect
She's coming in
David
mermaid
to
hair again.
be so disrespectful. Going into reunion tonight, I'm expecting an apology from David. I feel like that's the least he can do
not gonna
after
happen.
how he left me at Final Vows, and the 3-month journey that we actually had together.
The only thing I'd change is the pace at which I left the altar after reading my vows. I wish I sprinted Usain Bolt out of that place. It was the best
Nasty.
decision I made. I'm so
Yeah.
glad I walked away, and I'm just looking forward to the future.
I'm not sure to believe Alyssa or David. Like, I understand there are misgivings and errors, but I more believe Alyssa than I would David, because frankly, from what I've seen, I genuinely believe Alyssa. I'm on Alyssa's side here.
Okay. These are not popular opinions that we have.
No.
Okay. A lot of people think Alyssa's just a princess, and she was abusive to him because of the thing that happened at the retreats,
Yeah.
where she went off about the curtains. And I see all of that. Yeah, we've seen a lot of that now.
We haven't seen the Stan stuff as well. If there was something completely damning in the Stan stuff
Oh yeah, if she's
that
holding,
we have miraculously missed from Instagram,
yeah,
then
if she's got him thrown up against the wall and she's beating him.
yeah, exactly.
Right, but I don't think that happened.
No.
I hold the controversial opinion that a lot of this is on David. In order to explain my opinion, I'm going to take it out of the human realm. If you've got a dog and the dog's a bit yappy, right? It's a chihuahua, it yaps all the time, and you accept that behavior from the dog. And the dog thinks that's normal for the majority of its life. And then one day you go off your head at the dog.
Yeah.
That dog is going to be confused. It's not going to repair its behavior. It's not going to be anything good. Right? But if you've got a dog that's a bit yappy and you work with it over that time for it to be a dog that you can handle, that is no longer so yappy, and you work on yourself somewhat to accept that I've got a yappy dog and I need to understand that. Right? At the end of that, you can keep having that dog and have a happy life with your dog. Now, I'm not saying that Alyssa is a dog.
No.
Okay, not at all. But I'm just trying to use that as an example.
But the closest comparison to Alyssa is a yappy chihuahua.
It is. The thing is, David trained Alyssa throughout the first 11 weeks to believe that her behavior was acceptable. Okay? If he had stood up as a man and said, I really like you, but I do not put up with this sort of behavior, it would have given her the choice to think about her behavior and modify it if she wished to, or to not lead her on for that period of time that she was completely acceptable in her behavior.
Yeah.
My personal opinion of Alyssa is that she's what I call a bogan princess. Okay? She's a bit of a bogan, and that's not a derogatory statement in my world. Okay? She's a bit of a bogan, and she's a lot of a princess. And if you can't handle a bogan princess, you've got to either train her out of the bogany bit and then try and accept what you can accept of her. Okay? So, do I like Alyssa and the way she is? Not particularly, but I think she's a better person than this cut has shown her to be.
So you lack the ability to take accountability very well.
I always do.
You
I
do
will
not
sit
take
and I will-
accountability.
You
Dude,
talk
you're the
about
one who didn't
respect
apologise.
Yeah.
and how it's so high on your list.
100%.
Yet you spat on my face.
Do you call that?
I was.
Dude, she calls me walking
You
away spitting
spat
on her face.
on
That's
my
what she calls.
face.
I couldn't care less about this.
That's okay.
I'm done with it, bro.
Yeah,
I'm
me
literally
too.
done.
Me too, doll. Because
Yeah.
what you did was the most disrespectful
Me too,
thing
doll.
that anyone has ever done to me. Is walking away, and
You deserve that.
I'm moving on. You're not my person. I'm moving on.
And it really hurts because I was falling in love with him.
I don't understand how people could look at this I haven't seen reactions to this yet. How people could look at what we just watched and went, David is fully in the right.
Yeah, I agree.
I can see how people would go, David is partially in the right. Don't think I fully agree. Everyone's partially in the right a bit.
I can understand how people accept David's line on it. I can understand how people can understand why David's behaving like this.
Mm.
But I cannot understand why people think what David's doing right there is okay.
Yeah. That's just being mean.
Yeah.
You can be over it. You don't have to be catty about it.
Now, depending on how they edited it, and we'll never know, that it was edited to look like he laughed at her after he hurt her. There was a prominent snigger, if not a chuckle. That's just nasty.
Yeah.
And I stand by my belief that her big issue with him is that he changed. He was inconsistent. Now, his big beef with her is that she talks too much. She talks over him, doesn't let him talk. Address it day one, address it day two. If you're trying to make a really good impression, address it week 2. Stella and Filip.
Yeah.
She wanted him to have parts of his genitalia snipped, and they worked through it in a grown-up way. In Alyssa, I'm not seeing nastiness. I'm seeing that she's bamboozled.
Yeah.
But in David, I am seeing nastiness. So she's bamboozled by his nastiness. And, you know, with people who talk over you all the time, they don't always do it because they're being mean and trying to shut you up. Some people just can't stop talking. It's who they are.
If there was boundaries set, none of us saw it.
That's right. And he didn't set them. Because
No,
if
because
he'd have set them realistically, he wouldn't have had a problem with her.
If he'd set them realistically, then
We just wouldn't be here.
Got nothing to
The
hide.
ink hasn't dried on our divorce papers, and you're messaging another
No,
bride. in
she
the
messaged
experiment.
me first. She reached out to me. We're in the same industry.
100%. You're sending her love hearts.
Let's not bullshit. You're not letting me. You're not letting me talk. You're not letting me talk. Beck, you're not letting me
On
talk.
that commitment ceremony couch, you should have said, I feel like you're my friend, not my partner.
No, I'm sorry. Because that's what it is. Beck did this whole thing, obviously not very well, but she did it with Gia, where she was like, you're going to go in there and you're going to do the family card, you're going to do the I love you.
Out-victim him.
You're going to out-victim him. Okay. She has been a pretty bad person this whole experiment. The highlights, not there. The lowlights, very much there. I cannot find it within myself to feel bad for Beck when I've seen that
How bad Beck can be.
how bad Beck can be and that she can do this. She can do this for other people and she can do this for herself. I don't think she feels that bad.
It is really hard for me to feel sorry for her.
I'm watching Beck, and my initial feeling is, oh, poor Beck. And then I remember what she did to Gia at that last party.
This is her deal.
Okay. I didn't think she had it in her.
No, me
But
neither.
Gia, let's face it, Gia is the devil.
Yeah.
Okay? Gia is a bad, bad person, and she's manipulative and all the rest of it.
Yeah,
And Beck played her like a fiddle.
it was very impressive.
It was impressive.
Yeah,
In the bad way.
in a bad way.
So, I don't know, she's done damage to herself, really, if she wants to out-victim,
Yeah.
which is her words, Danny in this. I mean, who can believe Beck?
Because it's very easy to watch that and go, oh, poor Beck, and I have to recheck because I haven't felt that way
Yeah, the
rest
context.
of the season.
The context is so
Yeah,
sketchy.
yeah, exactly. Okay, I'm glad that I'm not alone in that because
No,
I had to reel it back for a minute and go, I've not felt this way about this woman.
I've been going
ever.
through that.
Yeah, okay.
That's actually kind of what I've gone through all the time with Beck. You know, I've said so many times, I want to like Beck. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Like you see this side and you do the, oh, poor Beck. Oh, maybe she's just misunderstood. Oh, and you go, the only thing that now turns that, and I don't want to like Beck,
Yeah.
is I've seen what she can do to Gia.
Yeah.
Okay, it's the whole devil went down to Georgia thing. You know.
If you can do that to Gia, you can do that to
Yep.
anyone.
it's the crossroads demon right there.
Yep.
Like, whew. Yeah. Yeah. And she's making a big thing about dragging
Stephanie into it.
Yeah.
Steph into it. And Yet,
I'm going to say something on behalf of Steph here. Steph is messaged by someone in her industry that she really had nothing to do with, who she now knows is single, and she's on holidays on Hamilton Island, 3 photos of the beach, 1 photo of her in a bikini on the beach. I don't think that's that bad.
No.
They're both single.
I think she did the. We're in the same industry.
We're going to
We've
bump
just
into
been
each
on
other.
Mafs together.
Yeah.
And, well, clearly all over Instagram and wherever it's been leaked that they're not together anymore. Or,
Well, she would know.
I'm
She
gonna
would have
reach out.
inside information of some
That's
description.
right. They're all in a WhatsApp group chats.
Steph has no reason to apologise, in
No,
my opinion.
no,
I
not at all.
don't think
For
Beck
her
should
to
be.
hand her phone over
Yeah.
and say, there
It's
you
a
go.
very open move. It's a very
She had
open move.
literally nothing to hide.
She sent the same group of texts to Alyssa,
Mhm.
and Alyssa sent back 2 hearts.
Mhm.
It would mean nothing.
Yeah.
Okay? It's just that it was Danny.
Yeah.
Like,
And Beck is still in a place of complete and utter hurt
Yep.
because she invested more than, if I've said this once, I don't know how many times I've said it.
more than she could afford to lose,
Yeah.
which is one of the rules. Never invest more than you can afford to lose.
She kept hearing what she wanted to hear.
I think. Well, the thing that keeps hanging me up is she can do that to Gia.
Mm-hmm.
It was very impressive. It was very well done. Did she do that to Danny?
Is she currently
Yeah.
doing that to Danny?
Did she believe that he was in love with her, or was she just saying that really well?
Has she been playing the game the whole way through?
That's
Look,
the question.
the crux of it is you just can't trust Beck.
Hmm.
She can't be trusted.
Because I'm looking at it, every time I've seen them interact, I've gone, how on earth is this girl falling for this? This is very thinly veiled, sometimes not at all veiled. I don't like you, Beck.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe
And
she
also,
isn't...
I won't accept this behavior, Beck.
Yeah, and every time we've seen it, I've been like, how can she not see this? And maybe she has been.
Yep.
Maybe this is the primo moment that she's been waiting for to really kick him in the guts and have everyone hate him.
And we know she likes a bit of revenge.
She loves a bit of revenge.
Okay, so if she's the chick that likes the revenge, she's gone hard against Alyssa. She's gone hard against Juliet also.
Yep.
She's now gone hard against Danny. I mean,
Steph, is it true you've been sending bikini photos to Danny?
And I don't know why.
Well, that's why I wanted to get to the
messaged him
We
first
work in
saying,
this.
"Hey,
We work
how
in
are
the same industry.
Wait, did this happen during the experiment?
No, God, no.
Why did you message him in the first place? Why? When I couldn't get out of bed, right, because I was so hysterical, Steph was on the phone to me.
Of course
Babe,
I
he's
was.
an idiot. He's a loser. Get up. Get out of bed. And then a week later, you drop off the face of the earth, but you're messaging my ex-husband.
Are you a friend to her?
Why?
That's pretty shitty.
Why are you doing that? Who do you think you
From who?
are? How dare you do me like this, both of you? Stop talking and
Beck.
own up to it.
Beck.
Exes for a reason, guys.
You deleted shit.
Exes for a reason.
Shit.
Beck loves him so much that she's one of those people that loves him so much that she could kill him out of a rage moment of love.
she is the kid that loves the puppy so much that it suffocates.
If I can't have him, no one can.
Not even that, but yes, that too.
Yep, there is that because a lot of venom came out there, mind you. How easily did Tyson get sucked into Gia's manipulation?
Yeah.
Gia just did it again.
It wasn't even
Puppet Master.
It wasn't even Gia.
Tyson's ready to kick off tonight.
No, Tyson was cool. Tyson wanted to do it.
Oh, he
Gia,
did?
No, Gia didn't manipulate Tyson, I don't think.
They just
all
joined up.
They were sitting next to each other. Gia got the vibe Tyson just wants to say stuff to start things off and decided to give him ammunition.
Here's
that's
your
not
stuff.
manipulation, that's just being an insider source, okay?
Yeah.
Both Tyson and Gia are evil.
Yeah,
Right,
but
don't-
Tyson's
isn't he-
honest.
Tyson's honest about being evil. He doesn't mind it.
Yeah.
But I think Tyson was funny with his talking about Stephanie, though.
Mm.
That was quite interesting in itself.
Was.
Beck is hurting. She is still hurting so bad. Steph tried to do the right thing by handing her phone over and going, here, there is nothing to it. We're in the same industry.
And
I needed to know whether he's back at work because, hey, I can get work from him.
in the way that every thief thinks someone's stealing from them,
Yeah.
and every con man thinks someone's trying to con them,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
We've got this situation where every manipulator thinks they're trying to be manipulated.
Yeah.
And with Beck, where she thinks Steph has deleted messages from her phone, and there's been more communication behind that's, basically Steph's been manipulating the situation, because in the opposite situation, Beck would be trying to manipulate it.
She was infatuated.
Infatuated is the correct
She was
word.
in with an idea of him.
with him. And
Yeah.
infatuation is not love.
No.
It is nothing like love.
Hmm.
But whilst the other person...
Scary from the wrong angle.
Yeah. Whilst the person on the receiving end of the infatuation... Now, if they're a sociopath, well, they are going to love that.
Can I just ask a question?
Yeah.
Can you say that word again?
What?
Infatuation.
Infatuation.
It's not factuation, it's infatuation.
Ugh.
Infatuation.
Infatuation.
Yeah. It's not in fact.
No one
In
will hear
fact,
it.
urination.
No one
it's
will hear it.
Infatuation. I know, and I just thought I'd better correct you now.
Damn it. What's the word?
Infatuation.
Infatuation.
Yeah. She's infatuated. It's infatuation.
Right.
They're in
Beck is infatuated.
You gotta.
You did get it right though.
You had it. Keep
Beck
going.
is infatuated with, oh my gosh, that just feels so wrong. That's like chalkboard. Anyway, Beck is infatuated with Danny. And when a person is infatuated,
Say it wrong again.
when a person is infatuated,
Yes. Okay.
when a
Get
person
out.
is infatuated with another person,
Mm.
that's what they believe to be love. And they invest more than they can afford to lose. It becomes kind of stalkerish, especially if they break up and, that all gets a bit,
Anyway,
But that's our episode.
that is our episode. Now I'm going to ask everybody what their favourite or most striking part of this episode was today.
The best part of it is that Filip and Stella are still together.
Okay.
Tyson.
Tyson?
Doing whatever Tyson was on tonight. I don't know what Tyson did to get into this state,
Too many Red
but
Bulls.
Tyson.
I'm going to say Joel. Joel was Joel.
Yeah.
Joel was
was
on
Joel.
form.
Yep.
He was just Joel. He was Joel who we
Jovial
saw
Joel.
from his interview reel until he left the experiment, until he walked back in and said, hey, gave himself a clap and said, I'm here.
Biggest downer for me, I've got to admit. was
Don't you dare say that it's Rachel and Stephen getting back together.
The
They
team
got
leader.
Back together.
Is that what you were saying?
Yep. The team leader leading her team.
All right, anyway, good people, thank you very much for watching. Thank you to all our subscribers, to the stalkers. Just come on, doesn't cost you anything.
Don't be a
Nothing's
stalker,
gonna hurt
man.
You don't stalk, subscribe.
Bye.
Bye.